What the fuck is up? It's your boy, Squally Green Thumb, and I am here to give you an update on my monthly charity EPs. That's right, every month in the year of our Lord, 2025, I will be releasing a new EP in a different genre of music for a different charity. Every month. Almost. I did miss one. God damn it, I missed one. Anyway, last month, I put out Smoke-stalgia, a hip-hop and R&B record that reminds us all that while the good old days weren't necessarily so good, at least there was always weed. That record was made to raise funds for the Last Prisoner Project, an organization that is trying to get all cannabis prisoners out of jail because they don't fucking belong there. We raised about $35 for that. I will be donating that money through Dutchie, which is the company that runs the point-of-sale service for all Massachusetts cannabis dispensaries. And if you donate to Last Prisoner Project through them, they match it. So, turning that 35 into 70, pretty good deal. Going for it. This month, keeping with the weed theme, I'm putting out Dead Resin, a stoner doom EP. This is my second time bringing the doom this year. Doom metal, as I mentioned before, is one of my favorite genres to play in. If I ever start another band, it's going to be a doom metal band. And while I do adore it and will take any chance to play around in it, I wasn't planning on going back to it. I had ideas for how the rest of this year was going to pan out, but then Ozzy Osbourne died, so that kind of fucking, threw a wrench in my works. But at the same time, it also kind of pushed me to put an amount of effort into this record that I didn't really put into the other ones. It's always work. Like, it is always work to make these records happen, but this one, I attacked it with a level of hunger that I haven't really been doing this year, admittedly. So, I love this record. I think this is the best thing I've done all year. Please check it out. It has 3 tracks on it. It was supposed to be 4 tracks, but I took what was going to be the final track and gave it to Jeff for a compilation against Brutality 2, an EP that we hoped, a compilation, my bad, compilation that we were hoping we wouldn't have to make back in 2020 when we put together the first one. Hoping it would be the first and only, but obviously shit's still fucked up, and ICE is evil, and immigrants need good legal representation, as long as this country is still obeying its own fucking laws. And yeah, so check out that comp and raise some money for that. Again, my cover of Spiral Architect by Black Sabbath that was supposed to close out Dead Resin ended up on that comp amongst a bunch of great songs from a bunch of our friends. So go check that out, donate to that, and then after that, come to my Bandcamp, pick up Dead Resin, and your money will go to the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. Check out my music, buy it, and help some people. Thank you.
You can find all of Squally Green Thumb's music at weedaboo.bandcamp.com. That's right, weedaboo.bandcamp.com.
welcome to the Struggling Artist Turntable for September of 2025. With me today, Jeff Bousquet. Hi, Jeff. How are you?
Hey, Trev. I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing so well, I think.
I took a depression nap today, and
Did you?
I feel better now.
I took a rage nap today.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that. Give me a second. Chris is not with us tonight. He can't make it. He's been having some technical difficulties, and as always, the brains of the operation will not be here. So strap
Chris.
in, strap in. Oh man, yeah. I took a rage
Flying
nap.
blind.
Dude, I took a rage nap today, and I hadn't had to take a rage nap in many moons. But it was just like, I think it was just a culmination of things that happened. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I've taken. Can I ask you a question? Do you have a couch?
I do have a couch. Yes.
Do you take depression naps on the couch or on the bed?
Both.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, it depends.
I have this rule, not rule, but this thing I've always done in my life where if I'm depressed, I sleep on the couch, and because like couches are for naps, but not
Right.
sleep. But like,
Right.
if my thing is if I'm depressed, I'm sleeping on the couch, and beds are for sleep and not naps. That's
Gotcha. Yeah.
I don't know why.
I think I do agree with that in general, because when you fall asleep on the couch and it winds up being more than a nap, like you wind up falling asleep on the couch for like a long period of time, you feel somehow like weirder when you wake up. I depression napped in bed today.
Okay.
So that's how you know it's a like I just need to shut the world off for an hour. But I think it's just depends on my mood. It depends on the day. It can be either place.
I have found myself sleeping on the couch more, only because like I work overnights, so like I'll go to bed in the morning in my bed, and then I'll wake up because I know Tula wants to get up and do stuff, right? So she won't leave the bed if I'm sleeping in bed. So I get up and I go on the couch. That way she can eat, she can drink, she can play, whatever she wants to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
Right.
But that's always been my rule. Was like it was like depression sleep was on like I guess it would be like if I was a depression nap. I guess isn't like the exact same. But like if I'm depressed, I just feel like in the movies that's how you would see it. Like people are laying on the couch and their face is smushed and they just look like they're just got the 1,000-mile stare. You know?
Yep.
You know. So yeah. But yeah. Well, I hope your depression sleep did some help for you today.
It did. This margarita's doing lots for me too. So
Margarita.
Happy Friday, folks.
Happy Friday. That's right. Wow. Man, I don't know what's been going on. We went to a couple shows together, I think, since the last.
We did. We saw Leather Lung.
Yeah, that was so good.
And Glowing
God,
Green,
it was so
and we saw
Oh, we saw one of
Cape Crush.
Yeah,
We saw Cape Crush.
Yep,
we saw One Fall.
One Fall, and one of the bands we're going to be talking about tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I forgot about that. That was a good,
Tired Radio.
Good show. That was a good show. Yeah, for sure. So all right. Well, what else? What's going on? Let's take a pause so we can talk about a couple things that are going on right now.
We got I got a compilation that's coming out. This when you hear this, it will be out for about a week. So please go pick it up. It is a compilation against Brutality 2. It features a good selection of Boston area and New England area artists from far and wide, different genres. And it is raising funds for the National Immigrant Justice Center, which is a legal organization based out of Chicago, I believe, that helps immigrants with their legal processes that they need to for sustaining or achieving or gaining citizenship and fighting deportation, et cetera, et cetera. It is a follow-up to a compilation that a handful of people, friends of mine and myself, put out back in 2020 after the murder of George Floyd and the protests, the wave of protests that followed. We wanted to contribute something, so we put together a comp to raise money for the Boston chapter of Black Lives Matter. And so this is a follow-up to that I decided to put together. and you should go pick it up because it raises some money for a good cause.
Yes, definitely pick it up. It's a bummer that we need a compilation against brutality too, but it's cool to see artists come together like they did.
I don't think it's going to be the last one either, unfortunately.
I know.
But yeah, it's definitely a tough time for all of us that want to feel like we're trying to do stuff. And there's a lot of people, I think, like myself, who really don't feel like we have a lot of particular resources or skills to offer to try to fight the larger problem. And we have music and raising money. It seems like it's a small thing, but at least it's something. So for lack of having a better tools in my toolbox at the moment, I decided this would be a good idea to try to put together another one of these things. And the submissions for this have been fantastic. There's a band from the South Shore called Rat Faint, which is making a reappearance with a unrecorded B-side on this record, this comp.
That's awesome.
There is some folks from bands that you've heard of, like Structure Sounds and OC45 and KCUF and Coffin Salesman, that are all contributing to this. There is some other bands from far and wide. So we're very excited about this. Go pick it up. It's ACAB617 .bandcamp.com. That's where you can find it. It's a compilation against brutality 2, and you can pick it up now to pay what you want, and all proceeds are going to the National Immigrant Justice Center.
Right on. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm excited for it. I really am. I can't wait. Can't wait to hear it. Thanks for letting me be part of it.
Yeah, my pleasure.
Yeah.
Thanks for contributing.
Of course. So like we said in the beginning of the episode, this is the Struggling Artist Turntable, and what we do is every month we each of us bring a local pick, and then we have an X Factor criteria that is decided. We all put in what we think it should be, and then it is decided by the people. This month, the theme radio was picked. That was your pick, I think, right?
I don't remember, but I feel like all three of us were really boring. all three of us went the boring route this month with our picks.
Well, I had to after my beer pick last month, and how I was just chastised.
We all picked a band that had the word radio in it this time around. We didn't find anything like super clever. But it's okay. We had some great picks.
I think so. And we'll get to those in the second half, third part of this show. I don't know how that works, but anyway. So we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, Jeff and I will talk about our local picks and Chris's local pick. We'll be right back.
Cheers.
We're back with our local picks for September of 2025. I don't know. I'm not running out of New England bands by any means, but I think I was a little late gathering my picks this time around, and so I went with something from that Aria put on the Underground Noise this past month. Speaking of, if anyone hasn't checked out, Aria is killing it in the podcasting world with the Underground Noise, which is a struggling artist show. It's like a quick news feed kind of vibe thing where he tells you what has been released and he gives like little thoughts on it. He's really good at it. I love his intros. I told him that I want to make a compilation of all of his intros that he does for him, because like he does like, it reminds me of Cheers. You ever see Cheers, Jeff? You know when Norm comes in, he always has something to say. That's what Aria's intros
are. Little Aria isms, yeah.
That's what I like. That's what I like about it. So, but I think you won. So we're gonna let you go first, and then we'll we'll do Chris's second, and then we'll finish up with mine. So
cool. My local band this month was the band Super Down. I went back to make sure we didn't already have them on an episode because I think that we've talked about them, but anyway, their record is Return to Sender. It's not brand new. It was released a little while back. I believe it was released in October of 2023. It's a couple of years back, but fantastic band, local band. I was actually supposed to see them last night, but they had to drop off the show. But they infuse, I feel like, a good blend of kind of the pop punk emo alternative world. They remind me a little of their vocalist reminds me a little of a band called Hot Rod Circuit that was around back in the mid 2000s, early 2000s, kind of pop punk emo band. It's got like a grittier vibe to it than your standard emo. They mix in some like Midwest emo riffs. Parts of it get mellow and then get like really kind of angry and super fun. I've seen them live a couple of times, and their live show's great. Good guys. They've been around in the Boston like music scene for a while. And I think they kind of like I don't think that they've released a ton of stuff, but they've kind of just been a band of longevity. So I'm excited, hopefully, to get to see them soon, since they had to drop off that show. But yeah, it's their most latest release. They haven't released anything else since, so hopefully we'll hear something new from them soon too.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, there's our local.
I liked these guys. I had never heard them before, so it gave me like total '90s rock alternative vibes. Like I just thought of me sitting in my bedroom, like in the basement of my father's house, and just like being all melancholy and listening to music and being like, no one understands me. But then they'll be like, this band understands me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
I liked it. They sound really good. Like they sound real tight. They do that thing that, and I'm not saying that they got it from them or anything, but they have like that vocal kind of Iron Chic thing that goes on sometimes in their songs. And, you know what I'm talking about? I don't even know what that is. Like if it's like a certain effect or whatever, but some of the singing reminded me of that, but I liked it a lot. I thought this one was great. My favorite track was the song Patterns. I think that's when I really hit the stride with like, this reminds me of like sitting there being all melancholy about it, you know? Was a big fan of this one for sure. So I'd like to see them live actually. So hopefully I can get a chance to. But yeah, all right. Well, what you want to do? We're gonna do Chris's next, I guess.
Yeah, Chris's local broke the mold for I feel like his stretch lately on Buffalo hardcore that he's brought. He's brought a lot of really intense, incredible bands. Just a grade A Buffalo hardcore to the show. This month, his pick was called a record called Mary Locker by an artist called Jacob King. I liked this a lot. It gave me big, I should actually look at my actual notes. But it gave me big, like the spacey, ethereal, washy vocal sound gave me big, like Elliott Smith. There's also a handful of stuff by Chad Stokes and State Radio that this reminded me of. It was kind of that like purposefully lo-fi spacey sound all over this, that kind of mellow, melancholy, like emotional, raw lyrics. So it was really, really cool. It was nice, refreshingly fun to hear like something else that's coming out of Buffalo besides just the sort of punk and hardcore scene that it's very well endowed with. But this was like a cool twist, a little something surprising and different. Just stood out among the stuff that Chris has brought lately, and I really liked it. So this was a favorite from this month for me. I'm just gonna say it early.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I wish Chris was here. I I was not the biggest fan of this one. I don't know. There was just something about it. I just couldn't dig into it, which is okay. We've talked about that before. Doesn't have to be for everybody. I just, and I feel like I wanted to ask Chris if he had brought this artist here before, because like, I know I've said this before about somebody, but it's got like a very much like a Beatles vibe to it, but not in the sense that, I don't know. I think I'm a big Beatles fan, but like, it just kind of seemed like too much for me here. Yeah, and I don't know, the vocals, I didn't kind of like, it had a super lo-fi thing to it, and it didn't grasp me. I just couldn't dig into it. So I really wish Chris was here, because I feel like I'm talking shit behind his back. Even though I'm not, but again, when it comes to stuff, like sometimes some things, we just don't like. So
right.
This wasn't for me. So that's all I got to say about that one. So all right, well, I took care of the hardcore thing for Chris.
You sure did.
With my
You
pick.
sure fucking did, buddy.
Yeah, this was one from that Aria had mentioned in the Underground Noise, like I said.
Yeah.
They're from Dover, New Hampshire. The band is called Headcase, and the album's called With Love. Yeah, I mean, if you're a fan of hardcore, this is for you.
Get pissed.
Yeah, this is definitely like stink face, like I'm gonna go headbutt a wall kind of hardcore.
X.
Yeah, very much. If you like hardcore bands like Missing Link, you would definitely like this band. I feel like they kind of float in the same kind of realm with one another. I mean, I feel like New Hampshire's always had some decent hardcore. I know I always see like these shows from the New Hampshire hardcore scene that's like crazy. Like I've seen them inside of like tire warehouses and shit like that. Like, I don't know. I just I feel like this past month I've been feeling a certain type of way, and I think hardcore music kind of helps with that. And so that was why I went with this one. So make sure you check out With Love by Headcase on Bandcamp.
Yeah, I think I was feeling that way last month a lot. This month I've been listening to a lot of, I think, folkier stuff overall, like more raw acoustic stuff that is dark. But then I listened to this and I was like, Trev brought what Chris usually brings from Buffalo. It's coming out of New Hampshire.
I feel like I was channeling Michael Grattan with this one.
Yeah, for sure. I wrote down primal guttural hardcore at its finest. Some of the heaviest. This is up there with like some of the gnarliest hardcore we've had on the turntable in general since we've started. So it's pretty much right up there with all of the Buffalo hardcore stuff that we've had. But it just does what it does perfectly well.
Yeah.
Just melts your fucking face off. Yeah, it sounds great. I'm just looking at the Bandcamp now and realizing that Eric Sauter at Blackheart did this too, which tracks. I don't have a ton to say about it, but not in a bad way, just in it's fucking brutal hardcore.
Yeah. Sometimes you don't need words, right?
Seeing them live would be fun. I mean, like everybody else, I gotta be in the right mood for it. I'm not blasting hardcore all the time. But I put it on and I was like, well, this is gonna be in rotation next time I fucking leave somewhere and slam my door and fucking want to talk to nobody for 3 days.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, solid pick.
Right on. All right, well, those are our local picks. When we come back, we'll get into our X Factors, and we'll see you in I'm trying to don't turn that dial. We'll be right.
Don't touch that dial, folks. We'll be right back.
with our radio picks for September of 2025. Yeah, this was a fun one. This was I think I don't know if I feel like we've done radio before, but maybe we haven't. Maybe we did Red and I picked Red City Radio.
Yeah, I think that was what we did. Yeah.
So
we haven't had any colors in a while. Colors are a good one because that's very open.
Yeah.
It's very, very ambiguous for broad spectrum for picks. But
so your pick, we're gonna hit your pick up first. I'm gonna say this. I didn't get as much time as I wanted with it, and I'm gonna go back for it. But I'll say that we'll start with that. So let's hit up yours with what is it? Def Radio.
Yeah, so my X Factor was a band. They're from Greece, I believe. They're from Athens, Greece, and they are called Def Radio, and the record is called Arsenal of Hope. And I don't know why I said that like that. I'm trying to pull this back up here because
I love the cover
of the album. Yeah, album. It's a beautiful album cover. Arsenal of Hope is the record, and I want to actually read their blurb that they put on their Bandcamp page,
sure,
because I think it's really good. But I just want to say they're to me they're kind of like, it drew me in because they're like an alt rock kind of band with like sort of gritty industrial vibes and then like almost a little gothy spin on everything. In that realm of like House of Harm and like some of the stuff that we've had in the past, that like that kind of drew me in initially. Cause I was like, oh, there's like some synth in here. It leans spooky and it'll go from like dark and spooky to like big, full kind of chorusy at times. The vocalist from this band really reminded me of the vocalist from Interpol, and possibly Muse a little bit. Like I felt like the vocals remind me of that kind of stuff. And I felt like the whole record has a kind of an urgent, like tense feeling to it.
Yes. That's good.
And then it gets like really sad at parts too, but it's got like this kind of dark, like tense feeling. But they wrote themselves on their Bandcamp. I think this was like really well written. And I a lot of bands don't do this, so I kind of stood out to me, but they wrote, written during lockdowns, Arsenal of Hope is the album that made us sharpen our senses, shape our matured identity, and reinvent ourselves in a context of unprecedented change. Social isolation, digital addiction, and lack of human touch are becoming more relevant than ever and constitute the backbone of our third album. Musically, this is our first attempt to blend electronic beats and synths with heavy guitars and catchy vocals. Combining pure rock energy with a post-disco dance feel, this album includes some dynamic anthem-like sing-along choruses, but has a darker, more introvert side as well. Arsenal of Hope captures the unpleasantness of facing modern society's complex issues. The journey can be long, but in the end, we'll start blooming, and the ultimate feeling will be liberating. So I thought that was cool. Not a lot of bands put like a little cinematic description like that on their
cool.
Bandcamp, and it felt like it was of Chris's timbre. I hope it does you justice, Chris. I felt like it was on caliber with a Chris Chavez review. But yeah, this record came out in November of 2022. They have had some releases since. So definitely plenty of stuff to check out from this band, but
it's a long album too. It's like,
I really liked this one. It's 9 tracks.
Aren't they like 4.5, 5-minute songs?
There are a couple of 5.5 minute songs, almost 6 minute songs on this. Yeah. So it is a long record. But definitely check this one out. They got a beautiful like red and blue, I think, speckled vinyl.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
And they have it's really cool. If you buy the vinyl version, I don't know if it's sold out or if they still have any available, but they have a limited edition gatefold. It's like red and black. It's like a red and black with a blue artwork on the album. Love this photo on the cover. It's just this cool, I don't know how they did it, if it's part AI or part animated, but it's like a tree on fire in a lake. It's gorgeous. So.
It really is. And it adds to, so like to me, this band was super atmospheric for me. And we all know I like that. And the tree the album cover kind of adds to that vibe. I was a big fan of this one. I couldn't get as like poetic as kind of how you described them, but like I think I'm on the same kind of page when I say like if The Cure was heavier and used a little more techno, it would be this.
Right. Yeah.
I dug it. I really did. I need to go back and listen to the rest. I didn't have a chance to get it all, but I definitely went through, a good chunk of it, and I was on board with it the whole time.
Yeah.
I would buy the vinyl, but according to Bandcamp, there's global tariff policies that are evolving quickly, and fees may be due on the U.S. bound shipments. So
Yeah, it's a little tricky, but
it's a little tricky at the moment. But
check them out on Bandcamp anyway. I think they're also on streaming. Great record.
Yeah, I was impressed with it. It's something different for sure, and I like that. So. All right, well, let's hit up Chris's. Chris had a band called Porridge Radio out of London, right? The album's called Every Bad. Now, he gave some instructions to us when he sent this, and I just went to Bandcamp and I found what I could, and I know he said listen to the first disc or the first I don't know.
I think it changed because it is available on Bandcamp. I think there's 19 tracks available on the Bandcamp.
I only have 5.
Yeah, I think you have to click
Every
on the
Bad,
expanded
and then there's Every Bad Expanded
edition.
Okay.
Yeah,
and
so
that has all the tracks.
There, I think so.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now.
So his instructions, we listened to this largely on streaming because some of the tracks were limited on at least one of the versions of it on the Bandcamp. But very cool record. You can go first to talk about it. It's
I really enjoyed it. I didn't listen to I didn't know the expanded edition was on Bandcamp, so I just listened to it. It had like 5 tracks available on it digitally on Bandcamp, and I hit it up, and it was like again, much like how Super Down hit me, this kind of hit me in the same kind of nostalgia feels. I had a very 90s like grungy rock sound to it that I liked, like mixed with like kind of like an indie sound as well. I dug it. I dug it because like one of the tracks, I'm going to tell you the track that I listened to where I was really like, oh, I like this a lot. What was it called? It was called Sweet. It was this track 2. And it has these like this real like almost like I don't know what's the term. Let me see if they have it here. Like alternative pop bedroom. She wrote bedroom pop on here, or they wrote bedroom pop on here. Like it's got like this bedroom pop, and then it kicks in, and like there's parts where it's super grungy and loud, and you can kind of hear the frustration in it. And I liked this. I thought this was super good. Totally original. I like the blends of the different kinds of sounds that they used. Now that I know that the deluxe edition is on Bandcamp, I'm gonna go listen to the whole thing tonight. So yeah. They
blend a like a kind of Brit pop rock, that kind of like I guess you say like bedroom pop, or like, but that like Brit rock, Brit pop type stuff that reminded me of like I don't know, maybe like the Ting Tings, but like a little heavier. And then they blend that with like a grungy, like in industrial. There was like a lot of kind of industrial sounds, at least with the percussion all over this. I feel like, where it gets like dark and intense, and kind of, I liked it. It was, I didn't like all of it as much as I thought I did at first when I like first started listening to it. I think of everything this month, it was a little bit of my less favorite, but I think there was some cool spots in that, and I appreciate the kind of they have kind of a flat, almost sarcastic undertone to their lyrics, I noticed, but also a really raw, like existential realness to their lyrics too, and I really liked that. Like the first record or second record, it's kind of, there's this first track or second track on the record, I forget which one it was, but there's this like kind of repetitive, like, thank you for making me happy, thank you for making me happy. And I don't know, it just hit a feels with me. There's a lot of like really kind of raw relatableness to the lyrics on this record that I actually really like. Mm-hmm. So even though overall the sound is not necessarily like my most favorite, I really resonated, I feel like, with some of this lyrically. So I kind of want to dive a little deeper, give it a few more spins. But yeah, overall, very interesting sound, very intense and energetic thing going on there. So yeah, cheers to them.
I'm definitely gonna after this. I'm probably gonna go back and listen to the whole thing now that I know that it's up there on Bandcamp. So, yeah. All right. Well, so I guess we're gonna cap it off with mine. There's only 2 tracks available on the record. Well, I guess there's only 2 tracks available on the record that I picked. So it's short and sweet for us all. But Jeff and I actually had a chance to see this band the other night. When One Fall did their record, was it their record? It was a record release show, I think.
It was, yes. Yeah. They released an EP.
And I tell you what, the band really hit with me. It's been a long time since I went to see a band for the first time, and like it resonates like that with me. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I had never heard them before. I'd never heard of them. Like it was, apparently they're quite popular because a lot of people knew their songs while we were sitting there. They even did a cover song at the show, and everyone knew it but me. I felt like, so, I forgot what it was, but it was some punk song that I didn't know. And I was looking around like everybody's singing along to this. It was pretty cool. So the band is called Tired Radio. The album is called Hope in the Haze. And like I said, there's 2 tracks on here. One is called Dream, but it's an abbreviation for Depression Ruins Everything Around Me. And the other song is called Your Great Escape. Both of these songs.
There's 2 tracks that are available now, by the way.
They're available now. The whole album drops September 12th. You probably
already said that, but yeah.
September 12th, the whole album drops. Yeah, these 2 songs that are available now, I suggest you go check it out. They're heavy songs. They're really like the content of it. They're heavy. The band sounds great. If I'd be lying to say if this isn't the type of like lyrical stuff that I really gravitate towards,
right.
It's it's got that hopelessness vibe to it, and like the real relatable stuff where you're gonna listen to this, and like if you feel a certain way about life at moments, you're gonna be like, oh, these guys get it too,
Yeah.
Totally good. I don't know. Were you familiar with them prior to this?
I was, and I had seen them at Pooza Fest and Down at Fest a couple times. I had met Tony a couple times. Tony's a great guy. We had a good chat at this past show when they played with One Fall. We were kind of talking about, because he lives in Philly now. He's like a New York guy, but he lives in Philly, and we were just talking about some of the similarities between Philly and Boston, and like the local pride attitude and the punk scene, and we were talking about Boston versus like New York, and like how the rivalry is really dumb because it's really rooted in sports. And I was like, dude, sports, who cares about sports? We're music guys. Like, we're fucking punks. Like, fuck sports. I didn't
know there was a rivalry in music too.
There's not. No. But we were just saying, like, the rivalry in general between like Boston and New York, and I think it's dumb. Like, I don't care. I love New York. It's right there. It's a sister city in a way, but we were talking more so about Philly and how kind of Philly and Boston even are even more kind of akin in a lot of ways. And it was a great time. But he's such a great dude, and the lyrics on this Tired Radio, like you were saying, they pair like really heavy duty lyrics with big anthemic pop punk choruses, and there's a really palpable sense of community around that band and around their fans and their shows, at least the ones I've been to. And I know that like at a fest like Pooza Fest or something, you're gonna catch you're going to catch crowds in a place where they're in good spirits and seeing people they haven't seen in a while, and everybody's in that mood and in that mindset of the community and the family and the punk kind of religion in a way. You know what I mean? I mean that in a positive way, but like the camaraderie that exists there. But I think in general, this band draws that in. They have the same kind of energy that draws in, I feel like, fans of bands like the Bouncing Souls and, you know, just this really kind of intense family community type vibe that I've always gotten from this band. And yeah, he also does a thing with his voice that I noted on, that like he's got this graveliness to his voice. He does the kind of similar thing that Jared Hart does.
I was gonna say he's got that Jared Hart thing.
And they both love Goo Goo Dolls, so they'll both break into Goo Goo Dolls covers in the middle of their songs. And so he'll just break into like Iris in the middle of a set, and it just I think it pulls on the heartstrings of a lot of us that grew up of a certain era. And so yeah, but I love these guys. They're great.
Yeah. Yeah, these two tracks are huge as far as like the heaviness, the content of it. But I'm excited for the whole album. Again, the whole album will be available on September 12th, and the name of the album is Hope in the Haze. Hope in the Haze.
Yeah.
So
I appreciate Hope in the Haze might be the name of the record, but I'd just like to say that I appreciate songs that are not afraid to wallow in it. I often reach for music about depression and things that suck. Just agreeing and acknowledging that things suck, and not being about like, here's how it's going to get better, and here's how we're going to fix it, and here's how we're going to cheer ourselves up. Like, I want to be validated in my feelings of things being shitty. And so I always kind of appreciate when I find that relatable in lyrics. So yeah.
Right on. All right, well, we'll take a quick break, and we come back. We'll close this one out. We won't have any picks for next month until we talk to Chris, and we'll just put them up online. So be sure to vote on that. So we will be right back. And we are back, and it's time to say goodbye, as always. I missed Chris for this one. This might be our on-record, might be the shortest turntable episode we've done. I don't know. I have to go back and look. But
it's okay. We're not worthy of the length without Chris.
Well, yeah. We're like, all right, let's get this. We'll get this done. Get this out of here. But yeah, no, we missed Chris for sure. Yeah, I don't know. What was your favorite? I think you already mentioned what your favorite was, but let's reiterate what your favorite was again.
I think my favorite this month was Mary Locker by Jacob King. It kind of came out of nowhere. It was a very different sound than a lot of the stuff we've kind of had on recently. And I really dug it. It just hit me in the right mood.
Nice.
So yeah, cheers to you, Jacob King.
Yeah.
Thanks for making music. And thanks for bringing it, Chris.
Yeah. Mine's a toss up between Super Down's Return to Sender and Porridge Radio. I really liked Porridge Radio, and only hearing like a few songs, like now I'm going to go back and listen to the whole album. Like I have a feeling that would have been my number one choice if I listened to the whole extended thing. So, but I will say the Super Down album was really good too, and they just hit me in the right. Maybe because I've been like kind of shitty lately, and like it kind of hit me in like things were better, things were easier when you were a kid complaining about how shitty life was. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
things were just a little bit easier.
And then Tired Radio, and then Tired Radio is like when you're an adult and your life is actually shitty.
Yes.
And you're like, and you're like hopeless. It's like two sides of the coin.
Yeah. I think it was a coin toss though for my favorite this month, and Yeah, this was a good selection of songs. Make sure you go check them out. Make sure you support local artists on all the time. But if it's I don't even know if it's Bandcamp Friday the Friday of this or not, because they keep changing like when they're doing it and whatever. Like
yeah, support them no matter what.
Just support them no matter what. And like I still buy. I don't care if it's Bandcamp Friday or not. I still buy stuff from Bandcamp for the bands because it's supporting them regardless. So.
Yes.
And
go check out our comp.
Yes.
ACAB 617.
Yes.
That's acab617.bandcamp.com. It is a compilation against Brutality 2. There are some great local Boston area artists, including myself and Trev, both in have tracks respectively on there.
Yeah. I got a little something on there.
So go check it out. Pick it up. Pay whatever you can. Any little bit helps. We're raising funds for folks who need help with their immigration proceedings in this country, and we're doing it as best as we can to try and fight what's going on with our government. Yeah. So yeah, go check it out. Go pick it up.
All right. Well, that's another month in the books. Jeff, thanks for joining me today. Chris, we love you. We miss you. We hope you're back soon. Yeah, I'm just gonna.
We're gonna petition for FiOS to come to your area, or we're gonna get you a satellite. We're gonna raise some money. We'll raise some funds and get you a dedicated satellite internet. Internet connection.
Internet connection.
We're gonna get Chris. We're gonna get Chris some Starlink. Yeah, we'll get him a jet so he can just fly here and like do the episodes in person every week.
All the time.
Yeah.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not gonna happen, but
Yeah, we could get you some Starlink, Chris, so you'll never be.
I don't even. What's Starlink?
Oh, like satellite internet connection.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll get him something. We're gonna get you something, Chris. We're gonna get some new laptop. We'll get you everything you need. How about that? We're just gonna set you. I should be doing that. I'm a bad podcast.
No, fuck Starlink. It's owned by SpaceX. So fuck Elon Musk. But we'll find him something else.
We'll find you something. We'll just invent a teleporter. All right, guys. Until next month, take care of yourselves. Listen, if you go on our Instagram and you'll go into the story and vote on next month. We don't know what the picks are yet, but they will be something. I'm sure it's going to be something spooky because it's going to be October. But yeah. So and go pick up the compilation. Call it out again. Say it one more time.
It's ACAB617, ACAB617.bandcamp.com. It is a compilation against Brutality 2.
All right. We'll see you guys next time.